So today we're leaving the small village of Theth and heading south to the nation's capital of Tirana.
So we'll be driving along some of the most scariest roads in the country, and we'll be stopping along the way to explore a medieval bazaar before arriving in the city later this evening.
So we've just left Theth. We're quite sad to leave, it's such a beautiful little village, but excited to head to Tirana. We've left as early as possible because we know the roads are very windy and going to take a lot longer than the sat-nav says. And also when going into Skoda we passed several miles of traffic, which probably is going to take a few hours to get through if we get caught into it. So just something to be aware of if you are going to Tirana via Skoda, that there's bound to be a lot of traffic. It's pretty much every day we're in Skoda we saw miles of traffic, so something to bear in mind if you're planning a journey that it might take a bit longer than expected. So we've just made it over the mountains and back into the valley. It took us about an hour, so it does take quite a long time. And there's definitely two types of drivers in Albania, either the ones that zoom past at 40 kilometers an hour and don't stop and scrape your wing mirror. They're normally the locals. And then there's the other tourists who either stop or slow down to let you pass. We definitely prefer the tourists, but they're very few and far between. So we're just coming up to Skoda again. We can see Lake Skoda, it is absolutely massive, but we're about to find out if there's loads of traffic that's going to add hours to our journey, or if hopefully we can just go straight through. But what's your bet?
I think there's going to be traffic.
I reckon there'll be some traffic, but it won't be as bad as it was. I reckon maybe another hour onto the journey.
Oh god, don't say that.
And here's the traffic. So it's about half a mile into the road and it's moving, it's just very slow, but I feel like it's going to be like this for most of the way, or at least the next few miles. So the journey might be a bit longer than expected, but we kind of knew this would happen. So the road seems to have cleared a bit. Hopefully it stays like this the whole way, which would be nice, but there's no current traffic jam, but don't know how long that'll last. So we were making really good time with no traffic, and then a warning light came on our car. We don't know what it means or what's happened, but we've pulled over to try have a look, but
It's this
no idea.
symbol.
Yeah. It's just a warning light basically.
It makes me panic every time something, like on my own car as well, every time a warning light comes on.
Yeah.
And like we're in the middle of nowhere, we don't know what to do.
So we're going to try sort that out if we can, but we don't really know what to do. Update, we've basically went to 3 different services that were all next to each other, and it's an electrical fault we think, but nothing too major. We also had to pump our tyres up because the tyre pressure warning light was on, but that's been on for weeks and hasn't done anything, so they've pumped them up just to be sure.
They said they think our tyre pressures are fine, so they don't think it's that. They said it might just be
a sensor in the tyre.
Sensor or something has gone that needs looking at, but it's nothing urgent. So until it goes red, we're going to keep driving and hope that we make it to Tirana today.
But they're really nice here. They were like asking around to try and help us, and they pumped our tyres up for free, which is really nice.
Yeah, if you do ever have tyre problems, they always seem to pump them up for free.
Yeah.
He said to check it again in a couple of kilometres. But seeing as we've had this light, the tyre pressure light, the whole trip, I think our tyres are fine.
Yeah.
And he seemed to think so too.
And an update, we've reached the traffic. Literally, I see basically where
the light went on.
Yeah, where we stopped, there was traffic, so we're going to be in this for a while probably.
So after almost breaking down at the side of the road, getting lost down the windy streets of Kruja, we have finally made it. We are parked. It is super hot. You can tell the heat wave has definitely hit now. We've only got about an hour or two to spend here. But we're just going to go for a wander, maybe stop at a cafe and see what there is to do in Kruja.
So one of the best things to do in Kruja is explore the Old Bazaar. So it's basically lots of different markets selling a variety of things such as clothing or woolen shoes and hats. Wool seems to be a big thing here, as well as wood. A lot of the buildings are made of wood. I think some people call it like the city of wood, even though it's a town. But we're just going to explore here for a little bit and then maybe head up to the other main attraction, which is the castle.
Kruja is most famous for being the birthplace of the national hero Skanderbeg, who fought off Ottoman troops for 25 years until his death. He was known for uniting multiple different Albanian armies across the country against the rule of the Ottoman Empire, which is just incredible. In fact, Kruja used to be the capital of Albania for a while until the Ottomans took over and the nearby town of Elbasan took priority, and it became more of like a quiet market town, which is what you can see now with the Old Bazaar. So as I mentioned earlier, Kruja is famous for being the birthplace of their national hero Skanderbeg. So here is a statue of Skanderbeg, and it was actually the first ever equestrian statue in the whole of Albania. Skanderbeg was the first unofficial king of Albania, and recognised as a Christian protector and freedom fighter for the country, and he's celebrated by the Albanians who both live in Albania and who have emigrated to other parts of the world. In fact, the Skanderbeg statue can be found in many different cities across the world, such as Rome, Paris, Vienna, Brussels and more, and he's even been celebrated in literature, in different music, opera. Vivaldi wrote an opera called Skanderbeg about him, so he's actually an incredibly famous person who we'd never heard about before this. So this is the other main attraction. It is the castle. It looks really cool. It looks really like new, like it's obviously been looked after very well. Don't know a huge amount about it, but I think it used to be the residence of Skanderbeg. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So it costs 500 lek to get in. We're not going to actually head into the castle today as we're a little bit short on time and need to head to the next place. But yeah, if you are in Kruja for a bit longer, definitely check it out. We've been here for about 2 hours now, but it's time to get back on the road. We've had a lovely time. It's a really, really pretty town. Definitely recommend coming. The old town itself is all pedestrianised, there's no cars, which makes it a really nice atmosphere. There's not too much to do here, but it's definitely a really nice place to just wander around. If you're looking for souvenirs, it's great to go for that.
It's only about 45 minutes away from Tirana, so it's quite an easy, quick day trip to do. We've seen quite a few tour groups around, so you can definitely do it as a quick little day trip. So we'd highly recommend coming if you have a spare day in Albania. Definitely head up Krujë.
We've made it to Tirana, we've checked into our apartment. Driving into Tirana wasn't actually as bad as I expected. I've heard a lot of horror stories. You definitely just have to be confident and just go for it. It's kind of like a free-for-all. People beat their horns for the sake of it, and yeah, you just have to be confident and just go for it. Our first glimpses of Tirana though, it seems a really colourful, really cool city, so we are really looking forward to exploring.
So we've decided to come out and explore Tirana. We're currently in Skanderberg Square, which is like the main part of Tirana. Hopefully find a nice restaurant, have some dinner at, and explore a bit of the city while it's still light.
Yeah, it looks really cool so far. I can't wait to explore more tomorrow.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. But hopefully enjoy this evening and then explore more tomorrow. Just come to Oda, which is like a secret little like hole in the wall restaurant. It's got a beautiful garden. It is quite busy, but it's definitely worth it. It's like got a very like traditional vibe. It's got like music playing in the corner in a minute, flowers everywhere.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
We would never have found this if we didn't look at it.
Yeah, we've got some recommendations from a blog, but it seems really nice here. We definitely recommend coming. The prices are not the cheapest, but
not expensive.
No, considering like where you are, it's quite nice.
But one thing to be aware of is touring here at the moment. I am struggling. We are in a heat wave.
Yeah. Looking forward to food arriving.
That's really nice. It's got like mint in. It's like crispy on the outside, but really like soft and like just like really flavourful. So we've just been given a leaflet about the band that's playing tonight, and the songs that they play are considered UNESCO heritage songs. So they play like a mix of traditional Albanian songs, folklore songs, and traditional Albanian pop music as well, all live. So let's hope they're good. So I've gone for the stuffed aubergine. So good. It's got like loads of vegetables in, tomatoes, so flavourful. Definitely get that.
So we've just finished our meal. It was delicious.
That was such a nice experience.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere. The band actually cost an extra like €2 each, which
it's automatically added to your bill, which is a little bit sneaky.
But it was definitely worth it.
Yes,
it was nice.
The atmosphere is amazing, so I'd recommend it.
Yeah, it's a definitely a hidden place. Like we saw this little sign which is like to the back of the main street, and then if you go down that little alley, the garden's around the corner.
Yeah,
so you definitely have to know where it is to find it. But it's really nice. We'd highly recommend going.
Oh, we just had such a nice meal.
Good.
That was so nice.
Yeah. I think we're just going to head back now, maybe via some ice cream. Need a way to cool down. It's still probably like high 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah.
So need something to cool us down. and then we're really excited to explore the rest of Tirana tomorrow.
Yes, we've got a really busy day planned
Yeah.
tomorrow, hoping we can squeeze everything in.
Yep.
But we're going to learn a bit more about the history of Albania and see some really cool sights.
Yeah, definitely going to be eye-opening.
Yeah.
So make sure you watch tomorrow to see what we get up to.
Make sure you subscribe, and if you liked this video, then press the thumbs up.